It's a good ass vibe, good ass time whenever we link, whenever we meet. Good ass mood, good ass drinks, good ass rap on this good ass beat. It's hot, it don't need a hook, and I got flights I need to book. Good ass rhymes, good ass bars, good ass flow, good ass job, and I'm making good ass dough. I talk what I talk, know what I know, and keep it real. This a good ass show, that gas with Drees and Shell.
Yeah, you know when you hear that, you getting ready to get a good ass show. You got your boy
Yes,
2,
sir.
3 Drees here, you know.
It's your boy Shell Trevon. Y'all already know what to do. Follow me on Instagram, SHELLTREVON. Let's go gas.
You see, we not just here by ourselves today, man. We got our man Drake in the building. We gonna catch up with him, man. He got some shit. He gonna put us some game today.
Yes,
So
sir.
we gonna put him on some game today. We gonna all here to have a good time. What's up with you, Drake?
Hey, what's going on, my man? Happy to be here, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
Yeah.
you pulling up, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you already know.
Yeah, welcome to the show, man. Here on Gas, man. We've been all over lately. Last week we was in Philadelphia, so we can go over like a little bit what we did in Philadelphia last week. We did a live show in front of a live audience. Man, we had a few different podcasts there. We had Unemployment Drinkers there. We had What's the Topic? You know what I mean? You heard that song right there, right? That song was fire.
Oh, yeah.
We had that guy, Nell. He came out and performed that shit.
Came on stage, you know what I'm saying? Performed it.
Okay.
Yeah, he came out and performed
Niggas
his
was
records
hating. They
out.
was like, damn, we need a song like that.
Yeah, it was a good time going back home to Philly, see all our family and friends.
It's all love.
Yeah, I ain't been back in 2 years. I ain't been back to Philly since the pandemic, man. So it was a lot of faces I ain't seen in a minute. The city I ain't seen in a minute, man. So it was good to be back home, man.
And just to be on stage, that's your first time on stage,
Yeah, that was
like
my first
a
live
live
show.
audience.
Okay.
My first live show, first time being on stage. So you know, we just taking little baby steps, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how did it feel though? How did it feel?
It felt good,
Comfortable.
honestly. Like,
It was
yeah.
easier than you thought.
Yeah, it was easier than I thought.
You was a little bit worried.
Yeah, it was easier than I thought. You know what I'm saying? I thought the nerves was going to get to me a little bit, but you know, we had it was a lot of familiar faces in the crowd though, so it made it a little bit easier. Plus, we was turning up.
You on the home front, too.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I was out there to have a good time, so that's what we did for sure.
Yeah. Also, we was in Philly. We stopped by 215 Wings and Rolls. We did a live interview with Ring. Shout out to Ring. Shout out to your sister, man.
You know what I mean?
We had a good up so make sure y'all go check that out. It's up on our page on YouTube and everything like that. That food was good.
Yo, them wings was fire, yo.
Yeah, I'm mad I didn't
Man,
get
chili
Philly
rings.
got some of the best food, man.
Yo, for real.
That's one of the
man.
things I said.
Philly.
Yeah.
Y'all ever watch JL Jupiter?
No, I
No.
never seen
What's
Oh
that?
man, he's a food blogger from Philly, and he got a real famous YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And he go to all the little mom and pop spots, like all the hood spots, like he tries to stay away from like commercial chain stuff, but it's all like family owned restaurant stuff, man.
It's
trying
so
out
much
some
in
of
the
the best
vine,
food.
man.
Yeah, the mom and pop
Yeah.
joints be the best ones. Like
Oh,
they
man.
be the little hole in the walls you never heard of, but only the locals know about them.
Yeah,
you know what I
I
mean?
mean, he be getting it in on there, yeah.
Yo, speaking of that, I mean,
Check it
I see you get into a little bit cooking yourself.
Oh yeah.
He definitely chefing it up in there, yo. You know what I'm saying? He definitely.
So
No, I cook for real.
Yeah, we see, dog.
how did you get in cooking? Like, is that just something like?
Honestly, you know what I'm saying? My parents can cook, you know what I'm saying? So I grew up eating good, man. And, you know, I was always in the kitchen. I was a fat kid, you know what I'm saying?
Me
So,
too.
yeah, I was a fat kid, you know what I'm saying? So when you fat, you gotta eat. You know? And so I was experimenting with cooking, you know what I'm saying, real young, and you know, just start really getting into it, man.
Was you feeding the family, like, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, by the time I was like 14, I was cooking for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
People like, yo, what you got?
Yeah, my mom, you know, she was an RN, she worked long hours and stuff, so she'd come home, you know, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night after working 12-hour shifts, and I got dinner made, you know what I'm saying? I got my little sister in bed, like, you know. So, yeah. But I got a real passion for it.
I mean, I seen a lot of little dishes you put up on Instagram. That shit be fire. Cause like one thing I look at on like Instagram, TikTok, shit like that. I look at food shit. Look at like football stuff, fishing, and drinking shit. That's my content. I consume or whatever.
Yeah, and that's
so
all pop up. So you get on YouTube, that's the first thing to pop up.
Yeah.
Same with me. It's always food videos. Like stuff like cars and you know what I'm saying, houses, stuff like that. But it's also like, you know, podcast stuff like this. It's like the top 3.
Yeah, so I'm always like paying attention to the shit that you be cooking, because I be into like the cooking shit or whatever. But what would be like? Would you say like one of your favorite dishes to make, or say you got like you making a first impression with a meal, what would that meal be to prepare for that? Say it's just an event. Say it's a dinner party for like a family or something like that. What was that meal like? Yeah, I'm gonna fuck y'all up with this. Y'all gonna love this. Like, what's that meal you gonna prepare?
I'm really good at. I mean, I can make anything, like, you know, any kind of cuisine. You know, but my favorite, I'm really good at seafood. You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite too. I eat a lot of seafood, so like I make a fire lobster garlic noodles. You know what I'm saying? A crazy salmon. You know what I'm saying?
You making me hungry.
Oh yeah, man, crazy salmon. You know, I make a killer gumbo. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I seen dog cooking in the hurricane with no power, getting busy on the stove.
Yeah,
no
power,
I was like,
man.
yo.
Yeah, we had gas still, so I was like, that's all I need. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we whooped up a whole pot roast and everything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
That's crazy.
So would you do a cook off? Say if I set up, because I got some friends that's really the best cooks. And if I set it up for the camera,
I want all the smoke.
We got some. I feel like we should have 3 random judges that don't know neither one of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And y'all have to cook off, prepare the same meal, and see you come out on top. Would you do that?
Let's run it.
Chops. You see
Man.
that, Chops?
Okay. Yeah, let's run it.
Chops, we got a cook off coming. We could do that.
Iron Chef Volume 3, man.
Now, is this just for amateurs, or you know what I'm saying? You think you could compete with some real chefs in the kitchen?
Nah, I compete with real chefs.
Yeah,
man.
okay.
You know, I actually was going to go to culinary school before college, you know, and I decided not to because I was looking up how much chefs make, and I was like, you know. But the crazy thing is, I kind of wish I would have pursued it because these days, you know, you don't got to work in a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? I got homies that are like personal chefs, and you know or IG chefs. Literally, all they do is cook on Instagram and make content. They sell recipes. They got ebooks. You know what I'm saying?
They pop up do a dinner like I was just asking.
Yeah,
for a
private events. You know what I'm saying?
I
got a homie down in Miami. He just started cooking, you know, on the gram like a couple years ago. Now he cooking for like Kodak Black and you know what I'm saying, French Montana, like all of them. So
you ever see the Rapping Chef?
Who?
The Rapping Chef.
Nah.
I'm gonna see his page. That shit, cause he cook his meal. He rap about it the whole time. So that shit fire. He makes some good ass food. It look like it, but he be rapping the whole time. So it's like a little niche to it too. He be like, yeah, I take the noodles, fucking like he got a whole rap to the whole thing, but the food still look fire. And everybody fucking like he like kind of like a celebrity chef too. I mean, he be a lot of different celebrity houses cooking for them and shit. So. Yeah, I'm gonna show you that because that's the shit I be watching.
And I'm passionate about the cooking, man. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I'm starting a food truck in January.
Yeah, so, let's go.
What kind of food?
So it's gonna be seafood. Yeah, it's gonna be seafood. You know what I'm saying? Like different stuff, like fried crab legs. You know what I'm saying? Crab cakes. You know, salmon hoagies. Like, you know, all kind of stuff. You know, seafood fried rice. You know, it's all gonna be seafood, but yeah, I mean, 'cause we live in Florida, man. You know what I'm saying? We right by the ocean. A lot of the catching stuff is fresh, so I definitely want to tap and see. When everybody do the same thing. Everybody got the wings. You know, everybody got the sandwiches, pizza. You know, stuff like tacos, especially like tacos. That's like the most oversaturated one. So you know, I want to do some more seafood.
Something different with quality. And Shad, we just talked about that when we was in Philly. I was like, yeah, before we leave, I get me a seafood platter. Remember that shit?
Yeah. Oh, man. Bro, it don't even gotta be nothing crazy, man. Like I love just like a nice simple lobster roll. You know what I'm saying? Like with some lemon and butter, man. Please, simple.
You gonna stay open late?
Oh, you got to.
Yeah, you got to. You got to be.
Oh, that's where the money's at. Yeah. You post up outside one of these bars or clubs or something, man. And
they gonna stroll out the club, just smell that joint like yo.
Bro, you stumble out the club tipsy, drunk, you know, and you got somebody serving crab legs and shrimp and please. It's a wrap. So for sure.
But we're not just we wasn't like the cooking is just a spur of the moment type thing. We really here to talk about what you really get into on your everyday like real type job basis, which is the insurance game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We want to learn about it. I know I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there want to learn about it. Because it's not just important for you and your family to have it, but they actually like a provider of it. You should say, right?
Yeah.
So let's just start about talking about how important life insurance and health insurance is for like just a normal family.
I mean, it's really important, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't have insurance, and especially a lot of people, you know, you get health insurance through your employer. You know, but for people that, you know, don't work for companies like W-2, you know, a lot of 1099 independent contractors, people like myself that are all commissioned, you don't get benefits. So, I specialize in helping those particular type of things. If you don't have any benefits, any health insurance coverage in place, any life insurance coverage in place, that's what I specialize in providing. And it's very important. I mean, I think we've seen after COVID, the importance of having health insurance, man. That was one of the busiest seasons for me, during COVID, because so it was such a pandemic and lockdowns and quarantines, and there was a lot of uncertainty and a lot of disinformation going around about the severity of it, and so people didn't have health insurance, man. They were freaking out. So I think things like that. And the thing is, it's sad to say, COVID's not going to be the last thing that ever happened. Every so many years it's always something. So you just want to be prepared. I'm all about teaching people how to be proactive and not reactive. You know what I mean? If you already got the coverage in place, and good coverage too, we make sure that we find you good affordable coverage. You can prevent a lot of things. And same thing with life insurance, man, especially, the minority communities, the Black Hispanic community. A lot of us don't have life insurance, man. And so, when things happen or, when we pass away, a lot of times, instead of passing on a legacy and inheritance, we pass on just debt, or when if you don't pass on debt, we got our families and friends struggling, trying to figure out how they're going to, fish fries, car washes, selling T-shirts and stuff, you know what I'm saying, just to try and bury us and GoFundMe, and that's embarrassing, man. I'm just here to say it. If you got to do a GoFundMe to bury, a loved one, that's embarrassing. So, you want your family to go out with dignity, you want to go out with honor. It's already a sad enough thing to lose a loved one. So, the last thing you want to do is make sure, that.
And that's pressure on them. They already dealing with, losing the loved one.
Of course,
now they got all this pressure on we got to find a way to get this money together.
It's stressful, man. You can't even grieve.
That can actually break families up afterwards because
you ain't putting up. You ain't putting up. You ain't get the T-shirts made. You ain't get pull up to the fish fry. That's stressful.
So we got, as a community, man, we just got to do better, and that's what I love to do. I love to educate and teach people the importance of it, and not just the importance of it, for after you die, but I teach people how to leverage it and utilize it while you're still living. Right. Life insurance was meant to be utilized while you're alive. People just focus on the death benefit. What happens after you die?
Shit, you gotta educate me right now. But I just thought you die, your family get this. So you mean leveraging when you're alive? Tell me more. I'm over here today. Let's go.
Yeah.
So, let me get comfortable.
So there's two different types of life insurance. You got your term insurance, which is the most common. That's what you see the commercials. Get $1 million coverage for $50 a month, or it'd always be something crazy like that. It's also known as temporary insurance. So with term insurance is just like how it sounds. It's for a certain term. So you can get a 10-year term, a 20-year term, a 30-year term. 30-year term is always a max. The thing about it is it's a cheaper form of insurance. It's more affordable. However, it only lasts for that certain term period. So for example, if you're 20 years old and I sell you a 30-year term, once you turn 50, that term is over. You don't have insurance anymore. And if you try to get insurance at 50, it's going to be way more expensive than, getting it at 20. So, but a lot of people, term is good for people that are already older. If you 50 and you get a 30-year term, but that's going to take you to age 80. So it makes more sense. But usually for younger people, you never really want to go term because, you're really not getting the most use out of it. Right. But I specialize I still term too, but my favorite is selling whole life, in particularly universal life policies, index universal life policies, and those are whole life policies. They last you your whole life, they never expire, and they build cash value. So every month when you make your monthly premium, you're not just paying for if something happens, to you and you die. Part of the premium is going into a separate account that's earning compound interest. And then you look up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years of paying that premium, and now you got a fat account, building up inside this life insurance policy, and you can use that for whatever you want. You can pull the money out, you can borrow against it, what I'm saying? So, it's a way of building up your own, assets on the side while still having that death benefit for your family if something happens to you. So
can you borrow just what you put in, or you can borrow the interest that is added up?
The interest too. Yep. The biggest thing about it, the thing I love about it is it's tax free. So, life insurance, it's part of certain tax codes that make it tax exempt. So not only are you, you're getting compound interest on your money, tax free. Where normally if it's tied to stocks or something, you have to pay capital gains tax, or if it's like a 401k,
like 401k,
you know what I'm saying? You got to pay taxes on the gains, and you got to pay taxes when you take the money out. Life insurance is tax free while it's growing, and it's tax free when you pull it out. You know what I'm saying? So it's a cheat code, man.
Right.
You know, it's a concept called infinite banking, and if you look it up, it's when you use your life insurance, it's pretty much your own bank. Mm-hmm. Instead of going to let's say you want to start a business and you need $100 grand. You know, instead of going to a bank and try to get $100 grand from the bank, which is going to be difficult unless you got an A1 credit score. You know, usually you got to have, you know, high income. Mm-hmm. You got to provide all kind of financials and stuff. I mean, you know, they're looking at everything. Yeah. Whereas you could build up $100 grand worth of cash value in your life insurance policy and borrow against that, you know, at anywhere from like a 0 to 3% interest rate, and you have your whole life to pay it back. You know what I'm saying? So I teach people how to really, you know what I'm saying, utilize these type of things to buy real estate, you know, to start a business. You know, and to be self-sufficient, man. If you can borrow against your own money instead of having to go to a bank and, you know, and borrow it on their terms, it's a lot more powerful. So
that's a lot of like, you know, people where we come from, they don't really get that type of education where like you can do these things. Like I honestly learned it today, right now. You know what I mean? Nobody was ever there to tell me. I'm pretty sure like even my parents probably don't even know this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
This is good information.
And where we from is probably where they needed the most.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like just coming back from Philly, it's like, yo, everybody's like, yo, it's dangerous in the city. Like,
yeah,
so that's on people's
sure.
minds. I mean, 24/7. So they should be looking into life insurance.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everybody should have it. You know, especially if you got like family, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of harder to convince, you know, single young people that they need it because you feel like you're invincible and stuff. I tell people, even if you don't got no kids or anything, you know, people's kids die all the time. You know, how many parents you know whose son, 20 years old, 18 years old, 19 years old, got killed gun violence or, you know what I'm saying, something like that. You know, and now the mom trying to figure out how to you know, bury the kid. Whereas if you get life insurance on the kid, it's going to be cheap because they're young, you know, and at least, God forbid, if something happened to them, you know what I'm saying, at least you got the money there to take care of the, you know, burial expenses and stuff like that. But, you know, unfortunately, you know, we pass away, man, and you know, we don't leave anything. So, you know, it's twofold. You know, I teach people how to use it while they're living, and I teach you how to make sure your family is set up, you know, for even after you're gone. So
when you say cheap, like how cheap are you talking about for like somebody that's like 18 to
man, 18 years old, you can get like you can get $300,000 worth of like whole life coverage for like $50-$60 a month.
It's $50.
You know what I'm saying? So for less than what these bottles cost,
right,
you know what
right.
I'm saying? You can have $300,000 worth of coverage. You know what I'm saying, on yourself, and that's kind of how I got to put it in perspective to people. Because sometimes I'll talk to people, you know, even in their 30s, and I'm like, all right, it's gonna be, you know, $130 a month. They're like, $130?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, we just came from the bar and spent $300.
Yep.
So
in one night.
Yeah, in one night, or
in an hour.
And if we go out and let's say we get a table or something, you know, dudes will split a table and pay $400 or $500 split all day long. Yep. You know, to pop 2 or 3 bottles. You know, but you can't spend half of that to make sure that your family gets $300,000 if something happens to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, you got to put in perspective people like that because it's a sacrifice, man. You make sure your cell phone bill paid. That's not more important than your life. You know, you make sure your cable's paid. You know, that's not more important than your life. You make sure you got car insurance. That's not more important than your life. Yeah. So, you know, if you can pay all those different things that aren't even as nearly important as your life, then, you know, there's no excuse not to have life insurance.
Right. So speaking of bottles, let's shout out my man Jay Peters, man. He went down to Miami, got this bottle signed from the Pouncey twins. This is their family-owned bottle. You see the signature right there. This is only the 15 bottle that been made, so this is like, that's what's not open right now. This is exclusive. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is handcrafted. It's handcrafted. The Pouncey twins have played in the NFL for a few years. They from here in Florida. So, a big shout out to all of them, man.
Local. I always support the local guys, man.
Yeah. They had great NFL careers, but now they into the whiskey business. They got a few other different businesses, but
we out here sipping this
Oh, yeah. Now, this is actually pretty smooth, man.
It's not black owned, but it's black endorsed. They use rappers, Rick Ross and Lil Wayne.
Oh yeah, this Lil Wayne joint.
Yeah. This Rick Ross is a promoter of it.
Yeah. Both of them. Him and Lil Wayne, but they ain't the owner, the white boy with the beard.
Brett Barrett.
Yeah.
He's the one that owned Bel Air and all that.
Yeah. Blue with the McQueen that was trying to be promoting
50 Cent.
No, McQueen is it's the boy from Pittsburgh. Wiz Khalifa.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, man, for sure.
So I got some friends. They believe that like health insurance is only for kids. They feel like for adults is a waste of money because
they don't go to the doctor like that.
Yeah, it's like I'm just wasting my money paying health insurance, and I don't go to the doctor. What do you say to those people that actually think like that?
I mean, it goes back to what I said, man. It goes back to just being, proactive, not reactive. That you don't get car insurance after you total your car. You know what I'm saying? Right. You don't get homeowners insurance after your house burns down.
I honestly think if people if for the car insurance, the people that have to get it, I don't think they would.
Bro,
you're right. You're right. There's a lot of people.
They think car insurance is a fucking waste of money too. Like I never use it,
and then be sick once they
get
into an accident,
right?
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, we live in Florida, man. Florida, so I have my property and casualty license too. So I used to sell car insurance, homeowners insurance, renters insurance before I got into life and health. And Florida is the number one state for uninsured motorists. So, it's like 49%. 49% of all drivers in Florida don't have car insurance. 49%.
You know something else I learned about like insurance in Florida? So like 13% of people in Florida own flood insurance. Florida is a big state, and only like 13% own flood insurance.
Because everybody thinks it can't happen to them.
That's crazy.
And I think a lot of people don't. Some people don't know. I ain't gonna say a lot of people, but because people move from out of state.
I ain't got flood insurance.
Yeah, a lot of people move from out of state. They don't even realize how important that is when you live in Florida.
Shit, I ain't
they never had it before. Because you gotta
I'm not
actually
gonna lie,
ask for
I
it.
don't got flood insurance either, but my neighborhood is kind of like at a high altitude, so the water just runs down. But I mean, if you look at like South Tampa, man, it floods all the time.
Yeah, South Tampa floods.
It rains heavy, and I mean, you can't even drive through there. So
it
really depends on where you live too.
That number surprised me.
But 49%, yeah.
That's
13%.
Oh, yeah, I mean 13. Even that's crazy.
13%.
Knowing that we get hurricanes every
year.
year.
I was like, there's no way.
And on top of the hurricanes, we get all kind of heavy rains. We get tropical storms. Monsoons.
That number surprised me.
So yeah, man. And you got to get insurance before stuff happens, man. Obviously, if you're paying health insurance premium every month and you're not going to the doctor and you're not sick.
You should.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you paying for it, you should.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I tell people use it, man. Like, why are you not going to the doctor if you got health insurance, man? Use it. And the reason, a lot of times too, especially with us men, we never go to the doctor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unless, we got a symptom or, we feel sick
really,
or nothing.
Really
but people don't understand there's so many sicknesses that take place that don't have any symptoms, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know people that have heart attacks, that have brain aneurysms. I got a buddy passed away a couple years ago. He's a personal trainer, didn't smoke, didn't drink, worked out 6 days a week, in shape, buff, six pack, ate healthy, everything, but he used to always get real bad headaches. And he would just take like aspirin and, all the little, headache medications and stuff. And he just thought it was just, he just thought he just had chronic headaches, and one day, bro, while he was training somebody, he just dropped dead.
That's crazy.
He had a brain aneurysm and didn't even know it, but he wasn't going to the doctor. And it's crazy because when they did the autopsy, the hospitals were saying like, it was developing.
It would have been detected. It
was developing over a few years. It was getting bigger and bigger. So they told his family like, man, like if you'd have just went to the doctor even a year ago, we could have prevented this. But he thought it was just a regular headache and just taking medication, so
that's sad.
That kind of happened to me before. Like, I like to donate blood, and one time I went to go donate blood, and they was like, your iron's too high, and like the reason I said that my iron was too high, I was eating too much beef. It's like you eating too much beef was making your iron so like I wasn't even allowed to give blood that time, so I had to like cut back and do more cardio and not eat so much beef, so my iron can get to a level like a regular level. I was like, I would have never known that if I never tried to go donate blood. You know what I mean? Like, I was so close to a heart attack. Like, they told me that I was, like, so close to a heart attack because I was eating so much beef at the time. I was like, that's crazy.
That's why,
and I felt fine. It was like, I didn't have no symptoms or nothing. Yeah. I just want to go donate blood because, I like to donate blood and shit, just because. But.
Yeah. But we should be getting checked up.
We should, man. Women go all the time because they have to. You know what I'm saying? They have their menstrual cycles and they want to make sure, they're not, they get their mammograms and pap smears and all that stuff. But us, man, we never go. You know what I'm saying?
Tugging it out.
Yeah, it don't matter what's going on with us. I mean, we could break our leg and we try to bandage it up ourselves instead of, going to the hospital. Like, so, we just got to do better, man. Especially, if you got, like I said, if you got a family, you got anything that you living for, man. Even if you don't got a family, man, if you got goals you want to accomplish, personal goals, I tell everybody, health is wealth, man. It don't matter how much money you make. It don't matter, like what you do for a living. If you're not healthy to enjoy it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one. Any billionaire would trade having their money for being healthy any day if they got to a position where, like, they were in extreme pain or paralyzed or, you know what I'm saying? So you really realize, like, what matters, man. I'd rather be healthy, than just ignore it and just focus on working because, you got to be able to enjoy what you're working for.
I heard 10% of your income should go towards your health.
Yeah.
At least 10%.
At least
10%.
Look at LeBron James, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like one of my favorite examples of good health. The dude, this is his 20th season.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy. It's insane, actually.
20 seasons in, and he's playing like people that are 5 years in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, but he invests so much money into his health and his body. They say he spent like $1.5 million a year just on his health. And that's like his personal doctor, his nutritionist, his personal chef. You know what I'm saying? He's got massage therapists.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
You know what I'm saying? He's got sports injury therapy. Everything you can think of. You know what I'm saying? Like,
say him and like Floyd Mayweather.
Exactly.
It's like, yo.
Bro, Floyd's like 45, 46, man. You know what I'm saying? He don't got a wrinkle on his face. You know what I'm saying? Again, these guys invest millions of dollars into their health, man. That's why he can go 50, and be in the ring getting beat up and still look like, even now, like nothing even happened. Because, one, he got great defense.
Yeah. He ain't taking too many hits.
But two, he take care of himself, man. You know what I'm saying? I know, bro. I know people that are 45 that look like shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I know people, and I got other people that are 45 that look like they 25.
Yeah.
So it's really all on how you take care of yourself, man.
Say health is wealth, man.
Health is wealth, man. For sure.
So you're not only like helping people get insurance, but you're actually helping people sell insurance as well, correct?
Yes. So, insurance is a great industry, man. I tell anybody, if people, this is the thing, people always try to go towards like the industries that sound attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody wants to be a realtor. I can't tell you how many females I know like, I'm getting my real estate license. I'm trying to tell them, like, come sell insurance. You'll make more money, you know what I'm saying, quicker, and it's less headaches. And, but I want to be a realtor, because you think you're going to be, they think they're going to be showing $1 million homes tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, and having
selling them.
You see a TV show, like, I can
show it.
Bro, exactly. Bro. They
sell
watch
it,
these shows like, selling Tampa, selling the OC, all these HGTV shows, and people think, it's easy. It's not, man. The only people making money in real estate are the ones that have been doing it for years. They built up their clientele, they built up their referral base, you know what I'm saying? But real estate's hard to break into. And on top of that, during times right now where it's high inflation, people are slowing down buying houses right now. It's not like it was 2 years ago when you can get a home for 2%, 3% interest rate. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like 7, 8%. And they're saying it's going to keep going up. You know what I'm saying? So, when interest rates are that high, people aren't buying. So, insurance is, the thing I love about the insurance industry is, one, there's not nearly as much liability as some of the other things you have to do. And you can make a really great living, and you work. A lot of our agents work from home. We give you the capability of creating your own schedule. You can start part-time, you can start full-time. I got some people that work a full-time job and just sell insurance part-time on the side. I got people that just go all in and they do it full-time. Yeah, it's great. It's a great income. Like I was telling you, before we got started, my least performing agent still makes consistently like $4,000 or $5,000 a week. So I remember, man, when I was legit, I was having to make $5,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? $2,500 every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, shoot, I was like, man, I'm lit. Now that's like a day. You know what I'm saying? Like a $2,500, $3,000. That's like, that's a decent day. Not even a good day, a decent day. I had an agent yesterday write $12,000. He wrote one policy that was $11,000 commission. It was a whole family. He got the husband, the wife, and life insurance, and the 4 kids. So the total premium, added up to it was like $13,000. So his commission was like $11,000 on one family. No. It's people that don't make $11,000 in 3-4 months. Right. So, and he did it from home. You know what I'm saying? Chilling. So, and on top of that,
boxers.
I don't know what he was wearing. You know what I'm saying? But there's I can't tell you all the times where I've signed up clients and stuff in my pajamas, my boxers, like. it's complete flexibility, and I think that's what a lot of people are looking for these days. Especially millennials. Millennials don't like to be told what to do. Nope. They don't want to have to get up early. They don't want to have to follow a set schedule. They don't want to have to ask their boss when they can take a vacation or when they can, if they got PTO and all that stuff. This gives you the ability to work for yourself. Help people. I mean, you're selling something that everybody needs. Everybody needs life insurance and everybody needs health insurance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's recession proof. No matter what goes on in the world. Right. People are still gonna be getting health insurance. People are still gonna be getting life insurance. People die every.
Like what you said about the pandemic, like everything was shut down, but people was coming to get life insurance and health insurance.
Yeah, people were getting both like crazy because people were scared. Like, with this whole pandemic, I don't know if I'm gonna die. I don't know if I'm gonna be alive. So let me get life insurance. And on top of that, you want to be able to go to the doctor if you do get it. So they were getting health insurance. Yeah. So it don't matter what's going on in the world, whether it's good times, bad times, recession, good economic times, people are always going to need health and life insurance. So it's recession proof, and that's why, like, even right now, why companies are laying off, and I mean, you see all these big companies getting rid of people. Shoot, Elon Musk got into Twitter and fired 2,500 people day one. You know what I'm saying? Just went in there and did a sweep. And a lot of these bigger institutions are doing that because they know we're in a recession. They know that we're just in the beginning stages of it. They say it's going to last probably until like 2024. So, and with 2023 next year being the worst year of it, so you want to be in something that's going to be stable, where you still can make a good living. And insurance is it, man. I mean, insurance has always been stood the test of time. Even during the Great Depression, 1929. The insurance companies were booming while banks were shutting down. Right. You know what I'm saying? And companies were laying off and people were committing suicide because they lost their job and all kinds of stuff. So, if you want something stable where you can make a great living, and I'm talking like, mid six figures to high six figures, as long as you work hard, I mean, yeah, definitely look into insurance. And I'm always hiring. I hire in all 50 states. Like I said, you got the ability to work part-time, full-time. We got the best leads in the industry, the best training in the industry. So, yeah.
So how long? I know you say you have to be licensed before you become be able to sell insurance, or whatever. How long is that process for someone that wants to sign up and be able to sell insurance?
So typically, if you're serious and you're dedicated, you can knock the course out, the pre-licensing course, in like a week. Mm-hmm. It's only like a 40-hour course. So,
it's like a on your own time type of course?
Yeah, so online course, mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We pay for it, so we sponsor, you don't got to pay for it. And then you knock the online course out. There's like some simulated tests and stuff at the end that you take, to make sure that you know the material. And then once you get through with the course, you just schedule your fingerprints, go take your state exam. And now they have to where you can take your state exam at home. Mm-hmm. You just turn your webcam on and they watch you. Make sure you're not, make sure you're not cheating. You do it from home. Yeah. So, from not being completely licensed, not knowing anything about insurance, to actually being licensed and being able to sell and getting an appointment with all the insurance carriers, you're looking at about like a month. A month's time.
And what's the name of the license?
So it's a life and health license.
Life and health.
So, and the thing is, we give our agents the flexibility. You can sell life only, you can sell health only, or you can sell both. So, we don't force you to sell one or the other. I mean, I got some people that love selling health insurance, but they're not good at selling life insurance, so they just sell health.
So that one test is for both, or is that like you got to take two separate tests for it?
So if you want to do both, they have a test that's life and health combined.
Okay. So they ask you questions in both.
Yep. And so half the test will be about health, half the test will be about life. Okay. If you want to just do one or the other, then you take a life only test or you take a health only test. Okay. Mm-hmm. So really, but I always tell people just get the combo test. That way you can decide. I'd rather just take one test and knock it out, and be able to sell both. Whether I want to sell one or the other versus, let's say you only do life only and then you do it for like a year or two, you know what, I want to try health. Now you got to take a whole nother test, right. A whole nother exam. You got to take a whole nother pre-licensing course, and you could already, have both. So
how many questions is this test?
100 questions, multiple choice, man.
And you got to get like 80 right.
70%, bro. You can miss 30 questions and still pass.
That's the thing with what I did with the fire protection. Yeah. You got to get 70 right out of 100.
And it's multiple choice, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I mean, it's not that hard. Most of my agents pass in the first round, and we help you pass. I mean, we got all kind of like tips and tricks to help you pass the first time. Mm-hmm. So, it's not hard, man. The hardest part, is just since you work for yourself, just having the discipline. You know what I'm saying, mm-hmm. to wake up, make your calls every day. To make sure you're marketing yourself on social media, make sure you're reaching out. Everybody needs to know what you do.
Right.
You know what I mean? The more people that know what you do, the more money you're gonna make, the more referrals you're gonna get. You know, I tell people like, if you sell insurance, it shouldn't be a secret. You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as like I want to be the first person to think about.
I think that's
when you
probably
sell
like the
insurance.
first thing I learned. Like when I first met you.
Yeah.
The first thing I probably knew was like you sold insurance.
Yeah. Bro, everybody
I
knows.
knew that before I knew your name.
Yeah. Bro, everybody knows that. That's because that's what I put out in the forefront. You know what I mean? That's my career. You know, and that's what I'm passionate about. So.
How long you been doing it?
I've been in insurance for about 8 years.
8 years.
But I've only been doing life and health for about 2 years.
Yeah. What made you get into it?
Well, so I've always been in sales my whole life. You know, I've sold cars. I got my real estate license. I've sold houses out in Texas and stuff before. You know, I've sold cell phones. I used to work for Verizon, T-Mobile back in the day. Oh man. You know, so I mean, I work for Spectrum. I've sold cable. Everything.
Yeah.
And you know, I got licensed, you know, a long time ago, but I got it just to get it because somebody told me like, yeah, you know, you should get into your insurance license. You know, it's good money. But I got the license. I didn't do nothing with it. And then, you know, maybe like in the last like few years, I started seeing like how lucrative it was. And you know, and I was spending. I mean, you know, I come from selling cars, being on a car lot 6-7 days a week, working 8 to 8. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with real estate, man. Real estate was hard as hell. You know what I'm saying? You got to constantly be showing houses, driving all over town.
Show somebody 10 houses, they don't get one.
Bro, I've showed people 30 houses. You know, and then they decide, you know what? I think we're just gonna hold off.
Wait another year.
We're gonna wait next year. You know, we kind of want to save up a little bit more. You know. And the thing with that, you do all that for free. You don't get paid for doing that.
Until the house sells.
Until the house sells. And not just sells, until it closes.
Yeah, it closes.
And then people, you know, there's a lot of things that happen. People mess up their credit
and stuff like that.
It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. Everything has to go perfect for you to get paid. So, you know, I had a buddy, you know, that was making millions of dollars off of insurance. And, you know, he's like, man, you got to get in the insurance game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, man, you're not making, you know. You know, people cap a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm like, man, you're not making that kind of money off of selling insurance. And I remember he showed me his bank statements, man, and I couldn't unsee it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, like this cat making.
That's the motivation right there.
Oh man, like I'm trying to have a 6-figure year. He having 6-figure months. You know what I'm saying? Like he's showing me 120 this month, you know, 110 this month, 150 this month. I'm like, bruh, like, and so, you know, I'm like, this gotta be like super hard, you know. And he was like, nah, man, because everybody needs it. You know, you don't want to sell to the people that don't need it. It's over 50% of Americans don't have life insurance. So that's a huge pool.
Right.
How many people you know don't got life insurance?
Shell.
I got it through my company.
But I'm saying like outside of your job.
Yeah,
like,
outside of my job now.
No, and a lot of things people don't understand is even if you have life insurance through your employer, you only have that while you work there. Mm-hmm. If you quit your job
today,
tomorrow, if you leave or you get fired, guess what? You don't have life insurance anymore.
Dang.
So even people that have, you know, insurance coverage through their job, I tell them you need to get a standalone policy that's just yours. You know what I'm saying? That way you can lock in a low price while you're young. Because what happens is people keep their life insurance for their job. You know, let's say, first of all, life insurance through your job, usually the max you can get is like $50,000. You know what I'm saying? Most I've ever seen through an employer is like $100,000, which that's really not even a lot. And then what happens is, let's say you stay on your job. Let's say you start your job at age 25, right? You stay on the job 20 years. You know what I'm saying? You leave that job at age 45.
It's all gone.
You've been paying for insurance for 20 years. You don't have none now. Zero. So now you got to get insurance at age 45. And it's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you so much more, man. Yeah. When you could have just got your own policy at 25 and kept it for 20 years, and now whether you leave the job or not, you're still paying that same price.
Same thing.
And you know everything's running smooth. So you got to get a standalone policy, you know. And I'll get you hooked up, man, because you young, man. Like I tell people, get it while you're young.
Signing up after this.
Yeah, no. I mean, I need both y'all signed up because it's cheap, man. And you know, you don't gotta get no crazy amount. You know, I tell people
there's re-enrollment in my job right now too.
You always, open enrollment starts next week too. So if you guys need health insurance, man, you know, or Health for Life, contact me because during open enrollment,
Sinclair.
It's so hard to get in contact with people for insurance because everybody's selling it. But yeah, man, you guys want to make sure you have your own policies outside of work, man, because if anything happened, and people switch jobs all the time, bro. We're not living in a time where people stay on a job for 30 years anymore. People switch jobs like every 3 or 4 years, every 5 years now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you get a new job tomorrow and they offer you, you know what I'm saying, $5 more an hour, you gonna take it.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, I was like, I know you're making $30 an hour right now. We're gonna pay you $36 an hour. Doing the same
Doing the same thing?
Doing the same thing.
Yeah, if I'm doing the same thing, yeah.
So exactly. Well, if you had insurance, that insurance is gone.
Right.
So, you know, yeah.
You got probably got wait like 90 days for the next one to kick in.
Yeah.
Shit like that,
Bro,
anything can happen in 90 days.
Anything, bro. So, yeah, no, I'll make sure y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all get some standalone policies, and you know what I'm saying. Like I said, it's affordable, man. You know, and shoot, for the price we spend on one of these bottles, you can have some insurance, man. So
like, if once you signed up, how long after you signed up is it like, like say I signed up on Tuesday, but I died on like, you know what I'm saying, Saturday. Like, how long does it take for you covered?
So it depends.
And for you to borrow.
Okay, good questions. Excellent questions. Questions I get every day. So it really depends on the carrier, and it depends on the cause of death. So some carriers have what's called incontestable period, where if you die from a certain thing within the first 2 years, they don't cover it. Okay. So, and then there's other companies where coverage is day one. You know what I'm saying? You get the policy today, you die tomorrow, it pays out. You know, so it really just depends on the company that you go with.
And if your wife signed it and you don't, I'm joking.
So you know, so that's that part. And then as far as like the cash value, you can borrow the cash value as soon as it accumulates. So, but remember, it's based off of your premium. Yeah. So I mean, if you only have your policy 2 months, and let's say your premium is $100 a month, $200, you know, what is that?
Yeah.
And the whole and the cash value is not going to be the whole 200. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like 75% of that. Okay. So, you know, because you can't borrow against a death benefit. If I sell you a $300,000 policy, but your premium is only $150, you can't borrow against the $300,000. That's only if you die. You know what I'm saying? You can only borrow against the cash value, right? Okay. But the way I teach people is to overfund the policies. So, like for example, you know, I got over $1.5 million worth of coverage on myself between 4 different policies, and the premium for each one of my policies is like $200 and some bucks a month. But I try to pay way more than that. Like some months I'll pay $500 on each policy. Some months I'll pay $1,000 a month on each policy. Because that extra money I'm paying on the policies is going towards my cash value. Mm-hmm. So it's not like I'm losing the money. I'm literally just putting it in like a high interest savings account, pretty much. And that allows your cash value to build up faster. So instead of you know having to wait 10, 15 years to get $50,000 in there,
because you're still getting interest on it.
Right, I'm still getting interest on it. So, you know, instead of having to wait, you know, 10, 15 years for it to be $50,000, I can have $50,000 in there in like 5 years. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, if you borrow against it, the money's still in the account growing because you're not withdrawing the money. You're borrowing against it. So if I had $50,000 in my life insurance policy, and let's say I borrowed $50,000 to go buy a rental property or something or a house, that $50,000 is still growing, you know what I'm saying, getting compound interest where I got $50,000 in my pocket to do whatever I want with. And then I have if it's a whole life policy, which, you know, these are whole life policies, you have your whole life to pay, you know, the loan back. So let's say it take me 10 years to pay back the $50,000, you know what I'm saying? Then I got that time to do it, and let's say I die and I don't pay it back, all they do is subtract that $50,000 from your death benefit. So if it's a $300,000 policy, yeah, instead of my daughter getting $300, she getting $250. Right. You know, big whoop. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So you know, it's a great tool, man. And I know people that use their life insurance policies to buy rental properties, real estate, start businesses. You know what I'm saying? I got a buddy, he pulled like $30,000 out of his policy to start a Turo business. You know what I'm saying? He got like 4 cars on Turo. He took the $30,000. You know what I'm saying? Put like $5,000 down on 5 different cars. You know what I'm saying? Down payment, financed them. He got all 5 of them on Turo. The people renting the cars are making his car payment. You know what I'm saying? Right, and then the profit he making on top, he's using that to pay off the cars faster. And then once the cars are paid off, it's all profit. Yep. And then once his cars are paid off, guess what? Now he can pay back the $30,000 to the policy. And he got 5 cars now paid off. You know what I'm saying? That are all making money.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? People don't show you that you can do that with life insurance. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's real game, man.
I've heard some stuff, but you know what I'm saying, the people I was hearing it from, it was a little sketchy. You know what I'm saying? It was a little sketchy. But hearing it from you, I'm like, all right.
So I got another question. So, like kind of similar to what you said, like once you can. So when the health insurance or whatever, when can you like go to the doctor? Say if I get it today, when is the time I can go to the go get a checkup or a physical or something like that?
As soon as the effective date. So, like if I sold your health insurance policy today, and let's say the effective date was November 1st, as soon as November 1st hit, you can start using that as a doctor.
Okay.
Yep. So health insurance it's effective almost immediately. As soon as whenever your effective date is. Yep. So, yeah.
All right, man. I hope y'all paying attention to all this game you giving us right now. There's so much game, a lot to absorb, and you ain't gotta be a consumer. You also can be the provider as well. You know what I mean? Benefit you and your family in so many different ways, man. I really like that, man. Where can people come and ask you questions and things like that, or follow you?
Yeah, so you can follow my Instagram page. It's Drake Sinclair Official, all one word. You can visit our website. It's www.insuranceelevated.com. You can shoot me an email, drake@insuranceelevated.com. Or you can shoot me a text message. I got a business phone. I give out my number to everybody because I like to be available.
Right.
Sometimes you send me an email, or you put an inquiry on the website. I might not, if I'm busy, I might not get it right away, but everybody always look at their phone. Yeah. So you can reach my cell phone. My business phone 954-909-9395. If you just text the word insurance to that number, I'll get back to you right away and answer any questions that you may have, whether it be regarding getting insurance coverage for yourself or even getting into the industry if you want to sell insurance.
Facts, man.
That's dope.
Yeah, it definitely is, man. I'm sucking all that up. I got some decisions to make when we get out. They got some decisions to make.
Yeah,
thank you for coming by, man.
For sure, man.
You can find Lee on Instagram, TikTok, 23DRESC. Get my guy.
It's your boy Shell Trevon, man. Y'all already know what to do. Follow me on Instagram, SHELLTREVON.
Yes, sir. And listen, YouTube, make sure y'all like this, subscribe.
Yeah.
Because we almost
Smash
at
that like
we
button,
almost at that 1K. We so close right now, so make sure y'all.
We gonna do a giveaway too when we hit a stack.
For sure.
We gonna hit 1,000. We gonna do a giveaway, man. We gonna give out some premium spirits, man.
Not this one. This too exclusive. It's too exclusive right here. Not this one right here.
Yeah, we gonna send y'all a little something once we hit 1,000 though, man. We appreciate y'all.
For sure. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is another episode of that good ass show.
Gas.